Production resolutions for 2022. What we'll be looking for in the future. Coming up on BTS Raw Chats.
This is BTS Raw Chats. BTS Raw Chats. Where real media creators chat after hours. We don't give away raw files. We give you the raw, behind-the-scenes chatter of the photo and video production world. The Raw Chat starts now.
Well, here it is. Happy New Year's to everyone out there. This is BTS Raw Chats coming up for the new year. And
if you don't know, we are real media creators talking about what really happens within the production industry. We want this show to help others out there learn how to deal with the day-to-day things that really happen behind the scenes.
And with me is Sherry.
Hey, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Happy Merry post-Christmas.
Exactly, Merry post-Christmas. Next year, it's coming up in just a couple of days, and we're going to be talking about what we are looking forward to, what our New Year's resolutions are going to be, which is a ton. Let me start it off by saying that some of this may come in play and some may not. I don't know. This is what I've been looking into and what we need to focus on next year. You've been coming up with like the forward steps starting this year. Actually. Absolutely. You opened up your studio.
True.
You're starting to get the ball rolling on your business, on your photography business, getting it back rolling.
Right.
Because it's not new to you. But you're getting the ball rolling and you're getting, more business coming out there. What is your New Year's resolution for next year?
To create more content. To focus on my business and really start working on the value that I'm putting out.
To be honest with you, for me, it's going to be terrifying next year because I have so many plans for me personally and business-wise that I don't know where to start. And it's going to be very intimidating, starting January, because I just got to take more of the initiative to do something next year.
That's what I think it is. Like, we both have so many things and ideas in our head, but it kind of becomes overwhelming. So it's like, what do I tackle first? I think that's like what I'm struggling with, but like I want to get to a point where I'm not just taking on anything that comes my way, because I know what I really want to focus on. But in the meantime, I'm just doing odd jobs here and there and just kind of booking whatever I can, because I don't want to turn business away, but I really want to focus more on what it is that I truly enjoy doing.
And that's the tough part in our business, is trying not to turn things away that we don't really want to do. Right. But honestly, like, you got to take on, you know what I'm saying? You got to take on the bad with the good sometimes.
Like, you need the money. You got bills to pay.
Exactly.
Got a studio, pay the rent.
Exactly.
So you kind of got to, sometimes you got to suck it up and just...
Suck it up, buttercup.
Suck it up and do it. Get it done.
But honestly, you have taken those steps, and even though, it's been a rough year this year, honestly, next year is going to be... We're trying to be more optimistic.
I think we're a little bit more established. Like, it's been 6 months since we opened this place. We got our podcast. This is episode 14.
Yes.
So we got like a few things locked down. So I think now it's really starting to, like, we laid the foundation. So I think 2022 is going to be more where like it really, things start to take off.
And that's what we're hoping. I know. That's what we're hoping for.
Or it could be totally wrong. It could like totally crash and burn.
You win some, you lose some, For me, I have to take major steps in personal and business-wise to...
Well, you're coming out of your shell.
Yeah, 2021, was the year that we talked about building our own podcast, and you're coming into the studio, so it's coming forward. Right. So next year it's going to be even bigger.
Right, it's building the empire and lighting the fire under your ass.
So just do it!
Absolutely, absolutely, and that's what this is all about, But I say plenty of times, we build this show to help other creators out there, to motivate you and to educate you and to build you up to become more independent and more creative and work on stuff that you want to do.
Right. It's like was it inspire to inspire?
Exactly. So that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to help you out with that. But focusing on next year, 2022 is literally just around the corner. For me, I've been doing a lot of research on virtual worlds.
Ooh.
And it's sad but true. What COVID really taught us is we're not invincible,
Right.
To be honest with you, like, yay, we're out of it. Boo,
Yeah,
we're not out of it. Yay, we're out of it. No.
Like, oh, wait, there's more.
Exactly. I don't think that this virus is going to go away anytime soon.
No.
This has evolved our business to become virtual.
Right.
Mark from Facebook created the Metaverse.
Yeah, Meta.
Metaverse. And I think the future is going to be virtual, whether we like it or not. And we just got to be prepared for that. If we took anything for 2021 is we need to be more prepared for becoming virtual, because thank goodness that I took on most of the products that we needed to do live streaming, to do virtual video conferencing. If I didn't have any of the capture devices, we would have been screwed for 2020 and 2021.
Yeah.
That's not going to go away anytime soon, unfortunately. And with the shortage of stuff that is out there, you have to prepare yourself. That's why I was encouraging everybody this holiday season to buy what you need to get for this thing coming up, which is 2022, where you're going to have more people at home, and people are getting more comfortable working from home, and they're quitting their jobs and pursuing what they want to do for their own lives, because eventually people are just going to be virtual, and they're going to need help with video and photography, because it all comes in hand. Like, it's an awesome opportunity for us as creative people to be in this time right now. There's no excuse for you not to pursue what you want to do now.
You have to be extra creative.
Absolutely.
And I think, with 2020, when you've been doing live streams, like, that's not new to you, but it was new for most people because they're not used to doing things like virtually like that. But I think because it's been that way for, over a year now, and it's going to continue to go that direction, like you said, but I think you have to be, because it gets a little stale.
Right.
All right, we'll do a Zoom meeting, or doing a webinar, but you have to be a little bit more creative, like keep people interested in wanting to move forward.
That's the biggest thing. It's very hard to be, what's the word? Educate. Like, it's a mixture of education / entertainment.
Yeah.
So,
Entercation. I just came up with that.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Entercation.
Entercation?
Edutainment.
Edutainment.
That sounds better.
Edutainment.
Edutainment.
Edutainment. There you go, ladies and gentlemen.
Remember, that was first said here on BTS Raw Chats.
Now everybody has that hashtag. But no, and it's true. How do you break that wall of boredom?
Yeah. You gotta bust through it like the Kool-Aid Man.
Absolutely. It was painful for most of these teachers nowadays doing everything virtual. They need help. And guess what? You are the cure. Right. You're the creative person. They need assets right away. They need the education right away to become better on camera and on.
Because with anything else, it gets boring. If you do the same thing over and over and over again, then it's like, all right.
Absolutely. And that's why I think that the future is going to be virtual with the metaverse, because you and I talked about this. This is a secret thing that's happening, but I'm not going to expose too much. There's going to be a time where we need to create for that virtual world, whether it be in education, whether it be in entertainment. Back then, they were doing virtual concerts back in 2020 when they had a rapper, millions of people on there. We have to start focusing on creating better content for that virtual world, because you could build so many. The possibilities are endless. Let's just say you could build so many little tiny assets where you could create like a virtual cupcake, you know, and put your own spin on it creatively and sell that in the virtual world. But what I'm saying is, it's like now is the time to really like pump it up and get your creative juices going, because I see the future being virtual.
There was recently, I saw in the news, I don't remember the exact details, but there was a little girl who just made like $3 million by creating her own NFTs. And we were just talking about that. And I'm like, now this little girl can do that.
Absolutely.
Why can't we do something?
Absolutely. The future is going to be, because there's honestly, like, everything's been done. There's nothing really tangible anymore. Now everything is going to be more digital. So we just have to be ready for that. And we're going to talk about that more after this break.
Sherry Elisa Photography specializes in beautifully styled modern portrait photography, offering professional in-studio photography services to all of Southwest Florida. Push creativity to the next level. Create custom themes that will complement every personality and style. On-site professional hair and makeup is also available. Our studio is conveniently located off US 41 and Boy Scout Drive, next door to the Sam's Club Plaza. Book your spot now with SherryElisaPhotography.com.
And we're back in the virtual world. No, but we were talking about how this, 4-year-old girl or 12-year-old girl, I'm sorry. 12-year-old girl created an NFT and made over $3 million on this NFT. And if you don't know anything about NFTs, they're basically creating original digital assets for online. Just think about how, you know, cryptocurrency is exploding everywhere. And like, honestly, we just got to be ready for the future, because it's coming around the corner whether you like it or not, you know, and you just got to be ready for that. And that's why I'm doing all the studies. I'm trying to figure out how to do this whole virtual thing. And also The Mandalorian. I've been talking about, like, green screen is going to die, you know, and it's going to die a horrible death.
Damn, just when I got pretty good at it.
Too late. Back to The Mandalorian. That is not going to go away anytime soon. And I personally have explored these digital screens, and like what I've learned, it's not there yet per se. It's coming very, very, very soon, because the distance of the light beads with each 1x1 panel varies, and that's how you get a more, basically the more closer the lights are to each other, the more like realistic everything looks. And correct me if I'm wrong out there, you know, if you've worked with any virtual sets, please, by all means, leave a comment below. But from what I've experienced through staging that I've done before, and doing the preparation for these stagings, there is a certain distance that you have to have between the screen and the subject to get them just right. And then, like, they've been talking about, you can't have a certain super whites and all that stuff, because it'll blow out the screen and all that stuff. But there's going to come a time where there's going to have a digital fabric. I could see it already. They're probably going to use the same technology that they use with LED lights. So you could get an LED strip light for like $30 to $40 and like have your whole wall lit. So imagine that, having like little tiny like nano lights all across the wall and build your own like stick-on virtual set.
Yeah.
That's gonna be honestly the future, and you have to prepare yourself now to build those types of sets because it's literally coming around the corner. Also in the photography world, I believe it's Zendaya,
I don't know.
the actress from Spider-Man. She, about a year and a half ago during COVID, she had a British photographer made her photos through her phone, having this app called Klaus, and he could control her iPhone virtually, and is directing her and doing all this stuff or whatnot, while her production assistant is like taking the photo, holding the actual iPhone, and he's posing her and all that stuff, and he's actually triggering it virtually. And guess what? That photo has been on Vogue, on the cover of Vogue.
That's amazing.
An iPhone,
Wow.
an iPhone, still on the cover of Vogue. Like we say, you don't have to necessarily have all the gadgets and gizmos and all that stuff. It just comes with skill, though.
Right.
Is it going to be replacing the DSLR? Hell no.
But that's like, what I was telling you about when, I didn't have an assistant or anything, but I had to direct somebody to get a still for me over FaceTime. And I had to have him frame up the subject. Took multiple attempts because he didn't really know what he was doing. So I just kind of, framed it up the way I would as if I was there with the camera. And finally got it to where I wanted it. We hung up, and I told him to take the picture, take 10 of them. And got a really good one. I used it for a poster.
And that's what I'm talking about. That the future of directing is going to become virtual. I just had, no joke, one of my friends had a video shoot. Didn't know what he was going to do and all that stuff, but he brought basically his ATEM switcher and his Blackmagic 6K camera. Got to this house. It was the writer for Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory,
oh, wow.
his son, that he was interviewing for some TV show. I don't know what it was, but basically he set up the camera, had the camera fed over to the ATEM switcher, and had the producer on his laptop, and the producer is talking to the son of Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory.
Wow.
Right there, having the interview with him virtually. They saved cost on flying in producers and directors and all that stuff. They hired somebody locally in Naples, Florida, and had them film the whole thing, and they didn't miss a beat.
That can work if you're doing it the right way. And again, comes back to pre-production and not just, black market, low budget version of that. But if you actually do that, it can come out really nice.
Absolutely. It's all in preparation, and that's why I've been trying to encourage people to go out there and invest a little bit, because it's going to go eventually a long way later on in your career. Another thing that I'm looking forward to is trying to educate myself more on the business side of production, because I think I've learned enough. Well, not enough, but I think I've learned so much about the technical that I need to start focusing on the business side of things rather than the technical. Because as a friend of mine once said, they don't care how the watch is made, they just want the watch.
That's true. Good point.
So a wise man by Marcos Rojas has told me that, did they pay for this? Why are you Spielberging this? Did they pay for this? So like that has stuck with me throughout the years, and like the more that I look at it, the more that I realize that with the Zendayas, that took her phone did her own thing, and then all of a sudden it's on the cover of Vogue magazine, you know?
I know, like out of all magazines on Vogue, like that's...
So it's been crazy, and we just need to be prepared for, but you need to educate yourself on the technical side of things and be risky in those things.
Risque.
Yeah. I'm calling all the 3D artists out there, you know, this is your time to shine.
Yeah.
Because, you know, Unreal Engine is literally unreal. You know, educate yourself, perfect the craft, because the future is coming along, and it's going to be, honestly, I see it's going to be cheaper to produce 3D elements and assets. You've got Turbo Squid, you've got so many, even free 3D assets that you could use. You know, just start with that and start playing around with it. Me personally, I'm not going into that world because it's a totally different world, and it is time consuming, and I have massive amounts of respect for people that do 3D. But this is your time to shine between now and, like, I would say by 2025, we should see a massive influx of people and businesses looking for 3D graphic artists, you know?
If you don't want to do the 3D route, you could just stick with 2D, or even like, you know, this 12-year-old girl that we were talking about.
Absolutely.
You know, all it is like JPEGs and video clips. How easy is that?
Absolutely.
And I think she made something like with whales. So, I mean, you could literally make anything.
It's insane. It's literally insane.
Yeah, like you said, cupcakes, or I don't know. I can't even think of something. It's so easy.
I know. Like you know, who knows?
Like, why
nowadays?
are we not doing this?
But we will. We will try. You know, we'll make our own NFTs and have it out there in the virtual world.
I'm really down with the edutainment. I think we should do something with that.
Absolutely, and we will. And we will next year, definitely, for sure. That's why these are New Year's resolutions.
Yeah.
It's time to start thinking. And then as a photographer, say you're not creative in the 3D realm, you could always photograph materials for 3D objects. Say skin, different types of skin. Say textures on a chair. They could use that texture and like texturize, you know,
That's
stuff.
True.
They need the real photos in order to create photorealistic
right,
things.
because without that, you don't have that.
Absolutely.
Because I used to do a lot of 3D animation.
There you go.
With 3ds Max. And it was all about, like you said, textures. You need fur, hair. That's a big one. Like you said, skin, all types of different textures.
You
so
could,
that's
you could just have
it's
a library.
Really great idea.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You could just have a library of materials and sell them on stock photo
That's
places.
right.
and have a library of different skin colors and different textures. The possibilities are endless. You're building the future. You're building the assets for the future, because I'm telling you, when the metaverse hits, and it's going to hit big, you know, you may not hop on the metaverse. You may hop on another virtual thing, but it's there. It's going to be there, and it's not going to change. That's
such a great idea. And I feel like every time we have one of these podcasts, like my brain is like exploding with ideas.
And this is great, you know, not only for us, but also for you listeners out there. You know, take advantage of this information because it's free and we're not sponsored. Hopefully, you know, maybe down in the future we will be.
2022.
Yeah. Yes. Now is the time to step up. Get really your resolutions done for 2022, and like, let's get the ball going, because like the future is going to be virtual, whether you like it or not. There is variants coming down the line. You know what I'm saying? Like, COVID is not out yet. We're not out of the woods with COVID. We're always going to be battling this for a while now. This shouldn't be a put down. This should be an opportunity, because I tell you, our production company, we got out of it because we embraced the virtual, and we were ready to go forward with virtual. And if it wasn't, you know, for the live streaming equipment that I had on hand, and if it wasn't for me educating myself, who knows if we would have survived through 2020.
Right.
through 2021.
Yeah.
We've actually won an award.
Yeah, you
this
did.
year
That's right.
For creating a virtual thing and overcoming that.
Yeah, you're an award-winning artist.
An award-winning artist. If I didn't educate myself, if I didn't have the experience that I've had before, I would have been in a totally different situation. We wouldn't be sitting here talking about this.
Right.
Take the opportunity. I encourage people, keep on quitting. Keep on quitting your jobs that you don't like and start pursuing what you do like, because the massive wave of opportunity is coming, and you want to take your surfboard and start riding that wave because it's coming stronger than ever before.
Right. And like, would you say earlier, you said that I was your hero for being a quitter?
Yes. Yes, you are my hero for being a quitter.
Because I recently cut the ties with something that needed to be cut. Not an actual quitter in that sense.
Exactly. Now it's your resolution to cut toxic people out of your life because it's not worth it. Life is too short to continue to be in a toxic relationship. Personally and business-wise.
You need to set yourself free so you can go surf that wave and seek new opportunities and keep it moving forward.
Exactly. And with that, I have 3 recommendations. Here we go. The first recommendation is Virtual Production, the Future of Filmmaking. You got to check that out. It's a little sneak peek of what to look forward to. Virtual sets. Number 2, this is everything Facebook revealed during the Metaverse presentation that Mark had in 11 minutes. Mark was talking about the Metaverse and what to look forward to, and like he was in this virtual world and all that stuff. What's mind-blowing is if you watch this video, how like realistic the camera is spinning, and literally he's on, I don't know how they did it, honestly. Maybe green screen, old technology, but they had like the light rays like shooting through, because they had a sun background, and like it was shooting through his
sounds crazy.
his body and all that stuff. Yeah, you got to see this. It's crazy. CNET did a little video and just condensed it down to 11 minutes. Number 3, the Zendaya shoot. They had an interview with the actual photographer, and he's in this video. He's talking about the process, what he went through to get that photo shoot that he was talking about. And we have a bonus.
Ooh, what is that?
a bonus one. Your list of resolutions.
Oh, yeah.
No, but this is a good encouragement for all you creative people out there for 2022. Now, we do realize that this was 2021's resolution, but it's effective for next year.
Yeah, they're good bullets. I mean, just for in general, it doesn't have to be for like.
Give them a little, Sherry.
So the first one is to maybe collaborate more. Bounce ideas with other creative people, and maybe network more, and then network more.
What's another one?
Another one is to create more consistent multimedia content, which is that's one of the ones that I'm gonna do. Like keep creating more interesting stuff, and not just kind of, sometimes I just put stuff out there because I haven't put anything on there for a while, and it's just kind of like it's not really like too much thought behind it. Focus more on your value.
Very important.
Which we talk about a lot.
Very important.
Cherish your authenticity.
I like that.
Yeah. So there's one thing that this year has taught us, that authenticity is key. The greater amount of time you spend in front of your audience, this means that you are a great connector between you and your following. Your audience can see. Hold on, you know what it is? I don't have my glasses on. It's like super blurry.
Resolution for next year: get glasses.
I have glasses. They're home. Your audience can see through something that doesn't make sense for you, which is something that you brought up to me earlier today about like what I've been doing lately. But that's because of the situation. Build and establish your brand and your voice. So work more on that for 2022.
That's it. So what is the point of this show?
I don't even know what the point is, what I'm trying to say.
The point of the show is next year is your opportunity. Seize the year.
Yeah.
Make it happen for 2022.
The
And
time is now.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
To everyone out there. And stay tuned for next year's BTS Raw Chats.